Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Hey, Brian. Cheers, man.
The the crowning king.
Dude, I was rewatching that stream earlier this week.
Yeah.
That's actually what it was inspired me to like be like, all right, we should try to dive into some album covers, bro. Like,
So what Brian crowning was
yeah,
what inspired you?
Brian's crown.
Well, then the king is on his throne.
Yeah, it was what inspired me. Nah, dude, we were fucking talking about this album right here.
Yeah.
Come on, we were talking about this album,
Yes.
and you were just like going in on every single little aspect of it. You were like, all right, look at the sword. Here, I'm just gonna go in full size.
It is. It's
I'm a
it's a
size. I'm
great
gonna size
album
me up real
cover.
quick. You're like, look at the sword. Look at the print over here.
Yeah.
You were analyzing every single layer because there's like a shit ton of layers in here. There's the layers of the first off of the ground, then of the mountains and stuff behind it, and then of the sky. And
Mm-hmm.
you and Rick were just like over analyzing the shit out of every single aspect
Oh yeah.
of this album, and
It's it's a great album cover, and
I mean,
it's
even down to the
really
fucking
good print
spine.
quality too. Which
And
is becoming rare, unfortunately, with metal covers.
yes,
Like the quality of the printing itself and the materials are
so
top notch.
what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Define like the printing and the materials. Are you talking about like the actual sleeves itself,
Well, yeah.
or are you
Let
talking
me.
about like the
Where,
weight of the record? Like
where's mine? Well, the printing,
like
like the jacket itself,
this doesn't feel like a
it's
180 gram or something.
well the record itself. This isn't 180. This is probably like 160, probably. But the
Yeah. Okay.
jacket, this is a high quality tip-on jacket. Like the stock itself, the board, it's good thick board. And then the gate fold, when you see like the seams, like right there where they pasted the inside
Yeah.
on top of like the a tip on is what it's called, where the board folds over and then the inside is glued over the I forget what it's called, but it's definitely it's a really top notch print
Wait,
job.
are we
And
ranking the sword records? Is
um
this number one?
this was my number one.
I know.
So right, yeah, we're not doing the sword deep dive. It's just quickly revisiting this printing. But
Definitely deja vu though.
it's the artwork itself, it's good. You can tell it's like a combination of like, it looks like it's just, maybe it's just all Photoshop, just like a comp of just different assets.
So, is that what you
Probably
think
some
they did?
original art and then just a lot of Photoshop work, but it's good quality. And I mean, with underground, I mean, I'm not going to say the Sword are underground because they're not, but it's.
Well, on this album, they almost were. Like, they were not definitely.
Yeah, they weren't like, they were still pretty new at the time when this came out.
I
But
think Warp Riders, you can make the argument that they might not be underground anymore, but with like leading up to this one, I think you could still be like, yeah, they were still more underground. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess I wasn't around when this came out, when this dropped,
Okay.
So I don't know if it was highly talked about, but.
Well, I mean, it's. I would say that they were like a hyped by Pitchfork at the time, so it's not like they're not like, they're not like Foo Fighters type of big, but
No.
I mean, for a working band that's on the road all the time, they were finally getting the recognition they deserved.
Yeah.
And
okay.
But yeah. Very good album art.
So, I mean, this is just me basically saying this is what inspired, like, we should talk more about just album covers, because I personally think that they are significantly important in how you decide to listen to an album, and then also your initial first impression, like going in to listening to said album,
Oh yeah, it's
like, and then overall the whole layout too. Like when you buy a record and you're like opening it up and looking at it, like depending on what all is in there, you're gonna either feel like, damn, I made a good purchase, I
mhm,
am proud of this purchase, or shit, I think I might have gotten ripped off.
right.
It's, I think the point of this topic is essentially first impressions, and that first impressions go a long way in making your final impression.
Right. Yeah.
And that, for example, the first impression of this is strong as fuck, basically, because
Mhm.
of the sword as a centerpiece draws your eye in, and then you don't notice the Photoshop backdrop unless you really overanalyze. But you're so focused in on the sword that everything else kind of fades away, and then also just it's a gatefold
Yeah.
for a single LP,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah. It's a really nice gatefold. I mean,
and it
it's a
is, dude.
premium
It's embossed, as you said,
manufacturing there.
embossed.
Yeah.
Like they did a good job on the packaging of this. So,
Mhm.
oh, that'd be my first pick for like this potential
For album art,
for album art, man. If you
all
grab
right.
one,
So like one thing too that kind of like when it comes to album art is, it's for a record. It's always about holding the physical media and
yeah,
and all of that, and you feel that the most with a record, and I'm always a sucker for, because I worked in print design and print production for a while, and so I have experience with what goes in, and I examine. When I look at something like this, I'm looking at it from like
yeah,
a manufacturing point of view of like, like, wow, it's because it's like with album art, there's a lot of shit where it's like, okay, this is high quality artwork, original art, but it was just scanned and slapped onto a 12-inch cover, and that's it, and there's nothing, maybe the colors are dull, um and all that, but when something is like die cut and, you know has like some crazy like spot, like foil stamping and things like that, that's
yeah.
what always draws me in, because I'm looking at like the work that was put into it. One of my favorites is this album by Torch,
Oh,
Neanderthal.
dude, you were talking about this shit during the sword stream.
I
Fucking
was
Neanderthal. Yeah, yeah. You were
Oh, okay.
like, dude, wow, what on earth?
Yeah, now this is the first press. I don't
That's
know if
fucking
any
crazy.
represses, if they're like this, but this is like it they definitely put some effort into all of this. Like the way that this is all just, I mean, I can't even, oh shit, hold on. Like here's the
It's
record.
getting away from you, man.
I got the tap water variant, um, which was available at the time. But just the artwork, the artist who they commissioned for this is, and that's another thing that I look for too, is original art, not something where they just bit off of someone else. Like there's so much Gustave Doré artwork on metal albums. I just like, give me a
Hmm.
fucking break, like come up with something original. Um, but when it's something like that's original artwork, I'm like, wow, this is good, top notch. Oh, and the back too, like the back, it has this die cut. Um,
Wow,
like
what?
right here, this is die cut. So the record slips into the gatefold or slips into here, and then it would show through here. This is pasted on, folded
That's just
over, and
crazy.
pasted on, and then this is the die cut. So I mean, this is whoever did this knew what they were doing.
Dude,
Like,
what label was that on? Because I know they did Relapse. They were part of Relapse during like the
this
harmonic
was
craft area or era. Sorry.
who was I want to say maybe it was Hydra Head who did this. Neanderthal. Oh, Robotic Empire.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So,
did not know who specifically that is for sure.
yep, tap water variant. That's even what it's called too, tap water. And I got it too. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Is that
Because everything else was all like splatter this and splatter that. I'm like, I want the fucking lamest variant possible. I don't think black was available at the time, but I was like, give me tap water.
Brian? Do you have that variant? Like that's a a fun
And
flavor. A fun
I
flavor to
have,
call.
what was that?
It's a fun flavor to call in a vinyl tap
Yeah.
water variant.
Oh yeah.
Makes me think of all these brutal death metal bands that are like, bone saw, blood splatter variant, or squelching swamp ooze variant.
But also at the time too, when this came out, because I want to say it was like 2007ish, maybe.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of stand up at the time because I was living in New York and I was doing stand up like all the time,
Yeah.
and I had a joke about tap water, and because it was like something stupid like my favorite type of beverage is diet tap water because it has -0 calories. But one of those like what? And but then I saw a tap water variant. I was like, oh god, this is fucking. They made this just for me,
dude.
So
and Torch too. That's like you were saying. That's one of your favorite kind of like sludge bands.
I love Torch, dude.
Yeah.
They are so cool, and they're so just. I mean, power. We'll do a Torch deep dive.
We should.
One night.
I gotta get some more Torch for sure because I only own a couple.
Torch are fucking awesome.
Like I don't have that one.
I need to go grab a. Oh yeah, so right here now you see like the record sticks out here.
Yes.
Then,
so now I see the full.
Yeah.
Dude, I definitely did not understand that when you first pulled it up because that is a crazy cover. So how much did you buy that for? Like
I got this when it was new. So I can't remember what at the time, maybe like $25 or something.
Do you have it on Discogs right now?
No, I don't have my collection on Discogs.
Okay. I'm just curious about what like the Discogs price for that shit is.
I don't know. I mean, Torch isn't like, I don't think people are out there dropping $100 for a Torch record.
But that seems pretty pretty unique for a Torch record though,
Yeah. Let me grab a beer.
If you're grabbing a beer, I'll go for one while you're grabbing a beer.
Okay.
All right. So follow this shit on Instagram, Drunken Metalhead Musings. I did a Instagram post earlier today, like an hour ago, about this album, which I think is just extremely inventive with like kind of adding a narrative to the music through like the album cover. Like the album cover presents just a simple picture. It's in like just regular pencil and stuff. But then as you open up the packaging and just kind of start flipping through it, it adds like a narrative and extra information to the music that you're listening to. And I'm talking about like it's not a metal album per se. Definitely, I would say proto, but Blue Oyster Cult, Secret Treaties. Like, look at this. We got the fucking Spy Plane, and I'm pretty sure this is the whole band right here. in front of it with their dogs drawn in just regular pencil. Just nothing too fancy. So it's like when you look at this album cover, the first thing that jumps out to you is the red in Blue Oyster Cult, and that's the thing that stands out. And this is a Jeff Metal Madness 66 fact right here. The original use of the umlaut in oyster over here. But Chris, do you know this album right here? Oh, you're muted.
On there. Okay, yeah, I've listened to it like maybe once or twice.
It's fucking awesome. It's a great album. But I like the artwork here because first off, it's drawn in like pencil, like it's just like loose pencil sketch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got the band in front of an interesting airplane, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's dogs right there.
Okay.
Yep, right there, some dogs, and then it kind of draws you in. It's very vague, draws you in, and then you pick it up, flip it around to look at the track listing. Same airplane, no people. All the dogs are shot dead.
Ew.
You're like, what the fuck? Why? I know. Why would you do that?
Now.
And then some of the song titles are "Career of Evil," "Subhuman," "Dominance and Submission," "Harvester of Eyes." I don't know. It's just fucking cool album. And then you open up the actual sleeve, and it's the same. It's the cover in color, in the back in color too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that's like a really cool, subtle thing to do to just add intrigue to an album, you know? And then they have like a little diatribe about it.
So is that all an illustration?
Yeah.
Like, so it has artist credits?
Well, shit, I don't know about that.
Mm.
I didn't dive
pretty cool.
that deep into it. Let me see. Cover art by Ron Lesser, Lesser, and then album layout by John Berg. So there's our credits, I guess. But I think this adds just an interesting perspective in on like the lyrical content for the album, especially since that there's a little snippet right here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just like kind of the talk about the album. It says, talking about someone named Rosengall's curious albeit simple titled book, The Origins of World War, spoke in terms of secret treaties drawn up between the ambassadors from Plutonia and Desdavnia? Fuck. The foreign minister. These treaties founded a secret science from the stars, astronomy, the career of evil. And
Damn.
You're like, I have no idea what the fuck any of that means, but I want to figure it out. And honestly, the music itself kind of fits pretty well. I think
Yeah.
like it's.
So is that because that looks like that's an old pressing?
Oh yeah.
Is like the board itself, like the material, is it like a heavy jacket? And does it smell weird? Does it smell like musty old?
Yeah, very, yes. I got this. This is actually a Noble Records find. I got this for like $6 or $7 from Noble.
Oh, he didn't charge you like 35?
No, because look at what I'm doing to the jacket right now, dude. It's like fucking wobbly. Bro, it's fucking the record's not in there. It's just wobbly paper.
Hmm.
You know, so the quality of the pressing itself, it's maybe not very good.
Yeah, it's back when they were all mass produced.
To be fair, it's original from like 1974 and it's held up till what, 2022. So, and the record still plays okay.
Yeah.
In fact, which look, it's splitting right there.
You can fix those.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a pretty easy fix, just a little bit of glue or something.
Mhm.
But I still have the little thing to slide the record in, so I can
Yeah.
make it work. But it's just it's an album cover that's always like intrigued me and made me want to listen to the music, which I
Yeah.
think that is the purpose of any good album cover. You're like, what the fuck is this? And that honestly, that Neanderthal does the same thing. You're like, what
Oh
kind of
yeah.
music is in this album? You know?
Oh yeah. There are albums that I've bought because of the album artwork, and
Is
sometimes I
exactly.
struck gold, and it was a great album too. And then there are other times where, okay, the album art was great, but the music itself,
Yeah.
could use some improvements. There's definitely plenty of that out there.
Which I mean, I know we've all partaken in the art of blind buying, right?
Hmm.
How often does the blind buy come up like positive? Where you're like, thank God, I'm glad I did this blind purchase.
Okay, here's a blind buy.
Oh, you got one.
Yeah, here's a blind buy. I thought the album art was absolutely awesome, and it is. Um, the music itself,
Well, that's what I'm
honestly,
talking about. Which also, real quick, how about this for a name for a color
fecal
variant?
bog.
Fecal bog.
Fecal bog. You know what?
I
And
want
that
this album
fits
on.
Brian just fine.
I want this album on fecal bog vinyl.
It's why doesn't it surprise me that
Let me get some
someone
fecal
nasty
bog.
like him
Oh, he's an
would,
upstanding guy. I don't know what
would love a fecal bog variant.
you're talking
There are definitely some out there. Okay, so here's a blind buy, and I got this I ordered it from Iron Bonehead, and because I did like when I do my overseas purchases, it's like,
yeah.
okay, let's get the most money with shipping. Let's just um, I liked I really like this album a lot. Never heard the band. They're called Chthonic Cervix, and
Oh, I know that band. Yeah.
Chthonic Service. Well, wait, what am I only do blind buy 9. Why deny oneself?
Yeah.
Dopamine rush when something turns out awesome. Yeah, he has a point, man. I'm telling you, it's
I
pretty.
to me,
Yeah,
it takes you back to that initial rush of just buying albums before you actually were like connected to any kind of media surrounding metal. You know, when you're
yeah,
like you didn't know what the fuck you were doing, you're just like, this looks fucking awesome. And
yeah,
I'm chasing that feeling
yeah.
to the end of my life, probably. Like
Oh, yeah.
that that
It's
feeling
part of
is
being.
to die for.
Yeah, it's part of being a music fan, definitely.
Hmm.
So
So what does this one look like?
okay, so
Also, cheers, Marty.
Chthonic Cervix, and here's the thing: the artist Rock, who he was the singer from
Oh,
Sadistic Execution,
yeah.
and he's done a lot of artwork for a lot of underground bands and stuff. I was absolutely convinced this was his art because the logo is totally in his style
Mm-hmm.
of like what he does, and then there it is right there. The colors. Every time I see him, he paints in like reds and yellows and oranges, which I thought like, man, it's weird. I've never seen Rock painting with like blues and
Did
things
he
like
do
that.
like the Titian blood and stuff? Like
God, he's done a
those?
lot of stuff for a
Okay.
lot of bands.
I definitely recognize that style, but that's not him though.
No, it's not. Which I was like, what? This isn't him. And it's a nice gatefold with again more cool looking
Oh, that
artwork in
shit's
there,
cool. Yeah.
and then also printed like a heavy printed inner sleeve with album art and lyrics on all that. And this is I haven't listened to it in a long time, so honestly, it's kind of slipping me. But it's kind of like spacey black metal, like black metal that is a little proggy and kind of like kind of just like a little not
Yeah.
atmospheric, like
It's like
ambient.
dissonant. It's almost like the dissonant death metal kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you think of like what your shirt Portal, like, you know.
Oh, it's I love Portal.
Yeah.
This stuff. No, their songs are. What is this? I think it's a. Yeah, okay. So it's
Oh,
a
sick. Yeah.
spacey variant of some sort. But the music when I first listened to it didn't blow me away, but I was like, still a good purchase, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll go back and listen to it again because honestly, I can't. There's recall from memory a lot of it, but
I think having a good album cover and just like a good, because that's like an impression, right?
oh yeah,
Like when you're thinking of something to go back through your catalog to listen to, having something that's memorable like the cover, you're more likely to be like, all right, let me just see that. And I know you like to shit on like splatter and vinyl
yeah.
stuff, right? Like it's I mean, it's a total fucking gimmick for sure. But at the same time, if that is also a part of the packaging, I think you're more likely to grab it and be like, let me see that sick splatter that
Mhm.
perfectly matches the album cover, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are ones out
Like
there where it's
you
like,
you can use a color variant for a record to really help sell said record, you know? Which I'm about to grab one of those in a second. But first I want to Marty mentions he comes from an era where you couldn't preview it online,
yeah. Oh man,
which
if that wasn't a get off of my lawn, these yelling
it's
at
definitely
clouds. Trust
is.
me, I'm right there with you, Marty. It's
Dude, I feel like that though right there where you can like literally listen to it in the record store, that's like what, the past 5 to 10 years tops?
oh man, I remember back in the day when there was
Like I
like
started buying
rec
records in like 2011, 2010.
well
And
I
I
remember when
I
I
wasn't
was
able to like listen to shit back then. Like I guess I could look up something on like a website to see.
well, I mean, if we want to go way back, like music
Yeah.
stores, when there were actual brick and mortar music stores that weren't just like neighborhood record stores, but like chains like Music Land and Camelot,
Yeah.
a lot of times they would have like, I remember one of them, they had like CD players mounted on the wall, and and they would have headphones. Virgin Megastore,
Yeah.
um, Tower Records would have those too, where it was like they would have like a kiosk or something built into the wall, and then they would have like CDs lined up, and you could choose like which disc you wanted to listen to, and put on headphones that were probably covered in bacteria and filth, and
You didn't give a
um
shit about that.
no, and back then we didn't care about any of that. It
Yeah.
was a and but yeah, the back of those days. Now other places like local stores now where they have the record player set up and you can listen to
They
something.
do.
I
But
prefer just to buy. I
yeah,
hate the fact of sitting there of putting some filthy needle that's probably totally misaligned and all that.
exactly.
And
I feel like you can still keep alive this. Sorry, I'm going back to the previous comment. I feel
uh,
like you can still keep alive the blind buying. I mean, it's possible. You know, it's not as genuine as what it was before because you have that option of looking, but you can still blind buy. I guess it just depends on how much money you want to drop, and
yeah,
it's easier if it's cheaper.
yeah.
Which that comes, you have to find the right record store or the right like shitty outlet, you know, to
Well,
find
at
that.
like Manifest in the used bins, man, I did tons of blind buying
Bro,
there because they were all like $7 a piece. But if I'm
exactly
gonna blind buy a $40 record, I pretty much want to know that it's something I'm gonna
it's
enjoy.
it's not worth it for sure.
Yeah,
So this, all right. Well, first, actually, I have I want to make a comment about a layout and packaging Not for a record, but for a fucking beer. What the fuck is this?
It's Australian for beer.
I know, but you've had these before, right?
Foster's. I can't. I thought the cans were blue.
No, yeah, they are. I had the blue one last night. I bought they sell two. This is the premium Foster's.
Oh,
The blue one is just the regular lager. This is Foster's premium. But dude, give me a second.
I think, don't they call those the oil cans?
Look at this fucking can, dude. It's like a fucking tank.
Yeah.
It's not a tall boy. It's not 12 ounces. It's like a goddamn militarized destructive device.
It's the damn metric system is what it is.
It's the fucking I don't know why these cans are like this. I wish Simon from Explosive Action was here.
Oh, right.
I would want to know, first off, how bad is this?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think it's okay. Like, I mean, like, let me just pop it open real quick.
I can guarantee nobody in Australia drinks Foster's. They also don't throw shrimps on the Barbie either.
Oh, they don't? I'm fucking disappointed.
I know, right?
I only want shrimp on a Barbie. But like this is like perfectly fine, like light beer, you know, like it's like a Miller Lite mixed with a Bud Light, maybe.
Kind of good with pizza type of beer.
Yes, I would.
Not too filling.
I would kill some pizza with this right here. Like, give me some Domino's right now, or some like Little Caesars.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But it's got a kangaroo on it, so you know where it's from.
It's Australian if it has a kangaroo on it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
like I love it. I think probably the most generic marketing of Australian culture is Outback Steakhouse. and when I worked in at that one company in
was it in Charlotte or
yeah, in Charlotte, when we went out to lunch one day, and we went to an Outback Steakhouse. And it's just entertaining how half-assed all of the decor was, because it's like
barely thought out. It's half a stereotype, right?
Oh yeah, like, okay, let's put a framed picture that's clearly stock photography of a kangaroo. Let's just hang it up on the wall there. Okay, that's all. Oh, and over here, let's put a koala bear stock photo on it. There you go. Nothing says Australia.
And your average American is like, what a majestic beast, the kangaroo.
Yeah.
Your average Australian is like, if that thing jumped out in front of me, I'd fucking hit it with my car. Swerve out of the way to fucking hit a kangaroo.
Yeah.
So it says Australia's famous beer brand. So there you go. Because it's the only one you can get at every grocery store in America.
Yeah, I sometime we'll have to reach out to Explosive Action and be like, okay, we want the lowdown on Foster's. Kind of like how to them probably Budweiser is a luxury. Like, you've heard how Budweiser is like a fine beer overseas, and then here it's like you can get cups of it for like like 50 cents.
It's the same for like Stella Artois or Heineken for like over here versus over in like Holland, Amsterdam.
All right.
But here, this is my record right here.
Okay.
Kind of a blind buy based on the album cover, which this is an album that is tough to listen to, and the album cover kind of, it sells it pretty well. It's unsettling. It's all over the place. It's kind of a fucking mess, but you kind of just have to like look at it, just like the album cover.
Do you know
this?
Lord,
bro, what the fuck?
I saw it. I can't remember who it is.
It is Pyron.
Okay, all right.
The Mother of Virtues. This is a Relapse Records. I got this for $10, dude. Like fucking $10, probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
on sale. I think no one probably wanted it, but like I like how they it's one of those where each song has like a different picture in like the liner notes,
Yeah.
which I really appreciate because it gives you like a visual representation to kind of sink your teeth into. Like let's see, Eternity in a Breath. Let's see if I can zoom up on that. That is the liner note for Eternity in a Breath, the song. And it's just
Okay.
like looks like fucking lung cancer.
Right.
And then The Mother of Virtues. And we got some goddamn twins. Which, you know, who knows if they're gonna make it out or not. I don't know, it just really helps create the atmosphere of the album before you even put it on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like you kind of already know it without listening to it, which is ideal.
I heard
Yeah.
their first album, and I remember it being pretty crazy and spastic. And
This shit is crazy and spastic. It's like Dillinger Escape Plan mixed with obscure Gorguts, I would say. Like it's definitely got hardcore. Also, look at that. I like this. It's like a fucking bloody. It's like milk, you know.
mm-hmm.
And then we got some more of that cool, like kind of sketch artwork.
Nice.
I don't know. It definitely helps to sell just the overall unsettling feel of it.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
My turn.
Your turn.
All right. Let me. I'm gonna go for.
Oh, see, Brian wants a milk steak now.
How about? Man, I set aside a bunch.
Dude.
Okay.
Get your best pick, man.
Melvins.
Yes.
And the Melvins always have awesome album artwork.
They fucking do.
And this is a Senile Animal.
Bro.
And it's the first press that is like big hardbound book version.
I am so jealous of you right now because fucking Senile Animal is my like favorite Melvins album.
Really?
I haven't listened to all of their shit, to be fair. Like,
well, there's a lot of shit to listen
there's a lot.
to. They put out a lot of stuff.
But Senile Animal is a unique cut. Here, I'll stop talking. Show the
so
press.
this and the thing, this is too, like, going back to, I mean, this is a thick spine.
That looks
that's
like a book. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that an atlas?
It's
like what all is in there?
It's just awesome printing quality. Like it has like this like Pantone spot color for all the fish and the waves. And I mean, I think that out of all of their album art, and they have a lot of awesome album art, this is probably their best album art that I've seen. I think this is a triple vinyl or quadruple. I think it's the whole album spread across 4 LPs. So it's single-sided. Each one is single-sided with an etching on the reverse side. So here's
some etchings.
Yeah, it's a big gatefold, big heavy gatefold. Right there, there are all the guys right there, and this is also too. This is when the big business guys were playing with them. So it's Dale Crover, Buzzo, and then the 2 dudes from Big Business. So, which is an era of Melvins that I really like a lot too.
Yeah.
But the artwork is just top notch on all of this, and then the vinyl variants are.
Which I'm gonna let you show one. Then I gotta go take a piss and
yeah, because it's 4 different colors, and they're all like just single-sided with an etching.
Let's see if we can see the etching. Like some kind of embroidery.
Yeah, it's of like the different animals. I mean, this is like premium manufacturing here.
Okay, right back.
I can't remember what I paid for this when it was new, but I bought it when it was brand new. So it's not like I was, this is when this came out too. I think maybe in like 2007-ish or so. Whatever the retail price was at the time is what I paid for it. But yeah, this is what I love to see. It's just I'm a sucker for like a premium packaging, and I'll always pay the extra. Like if they have like the standard version and then the deluxe version, well, guess which version is going in my shopping cart. That's pretty much how I like. There's a new one that I'm getting that I should have gotten today in the mail. The first Dissection album, the Somberlin, was just remastered by Dan Swano, and they're remastered it on double LP, and then there's like this fancy gatefold with a pop-up for the CD and the vinyl, and I bought both, and I should get them probably today or tomorrow in the mail. But yeah, I'm a sucker for fancy packaging.
Dude, I'm excited to see that for sure. I especially because fucking love Dan Swano. First off, like I think he does a great job, especially with production.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, I'm gonna have to. How much did you get that, or where did you get that for? So I can look it up.
I bought it when it was brand new. So I got it I mail ordered it from I think what was this, Hydra Head? Yeah, Hydra Head.
Hydra Head?
Yeah.
So there's still like you can still do mail order from Hydra Head?
Well, no, when this came out, when this was new.
Oh no, the fucking Somberland, dude.
Where'd you get that from? No, I mail ordered that from the UK from Plastic Head.
Which I did want. You're right. You reminded me. I did want to talk about fucking Senile Animal, which that's one of my favorite Melvin albums for sure. Like
good one.
That one, Houdini is pretty basic to like. I mean, that one probably is too. But I mean, Civilized Worm, A History of Drunks, A History of Bad Men is just you can't go wrong. I would love to see the Melvins live for sure. I don't even know most of their catalog. Probably only like 3 or 4 records.
Oh man, Melvins.
It's just, like, how do you even approach seeing a band like that live? You know?
I think the only album that's not listenable is Prick, and they recorded it with the intention of it being awful. So
speaking of album covers, that fucking album cover is awful. They have a lot of bad album covers, dude. Like the Melvins do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, come on.
I still appreciate it though, because it's Melvins though. It's Melvins.
I guess. But I feel like they have a lot of album coverage. You're like, what the fuck are they thinking? You know, like here, one sec. Working with God came out in 2021.
Okay, yeah, that one is.
Looks like a bunch of just like the print that they chose for the album cover is just not one's a little not appealing.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had Frank Kozelik. I think he did some of their album art too, and yeah, I mean I guess because they crank out so many albums too, it's like eventually there's going to be a dud, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I like Ozma. I like the album cover for Ozma.
Yeah.
Bullhead too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bullhead. Yeah, that one's cool. I like that one. Eggnog. I like that one. I mean, that whole classic Melvins era, like pretty much.
Yeah.
Houdini, Stoner Witch,
yeah,
you know, Eggnog, Bullhead.
I like their tribute to
Lysol.
Kiss, where they do like their faces on the album covers or whatever. Like the Buzzo EP and the Dale Crover and the Joe Preston, where it's their like hand drawn faces.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's good too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they do have good album covers. All right, so I want for my next pick, I want to talk about a kind of a divisive album, I guess, and from a classic band, but it's just like, well, you know, I guess I get what they were thinking and what they were trying to do, but it's still kind of weird coming right after a pretty solid album cover. Fucking Point of Entry, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a worse album cover than this one. Do you know which one I'm talking about? It's like a wing of a plane.
Yeah, I guess maybe there was like a UK cover and a US cover.
And I'm assuming this is the US cover right here, where it's just this looks like the worst road. It looks like a fucking film script. I guess it is like a film script. You know? I don't know.
I like that album. I mean,
I
especially
like
that
this
song. I
album
love
too.
that song. Head out to the highway.
Opening fucking song. And look at the back cover too. Like, what the fuck is that?
I know. It's
like like
that. Well,
even
that right
the
there,
dirt. Like, look at the fucking dirt. It looks like just random like a
that
stereotypical dry desert.
That feels very much like what sort of abstract art, album art from that era looked like. Like when you think about Foreigner and, you know, like bands like that who, you know, would have some stylized album art, Genesis or something, maybe. Like it feels, that kind of reminds me of that Genesis album that's yellow and black and it has the puzzle pieces on it. I forget. Like,
yeah. Oh, I know which one you're talking about, but I'll look it up in a second. But yeah, I get it definitely. I think it ties it in more so to a specific era than like the metal scene. You know, like you fast forward to the next album, and we're in. I believe the next one is Screaming for Vengeance. I mean, that's like boom, you're in the metal scene.
Well,
and the previous one is fucking British Steel, and same thing. So I really don't know what they were trying to go.
Yeah,
which I mean, like, look, this part is cool. Where it's his point of entry right there, and you got the mountain range. Like, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. I'm horrible at finding meaning in art. Like, I just don't have an artist's eye at all. Like, I have the production manufacturing eye, not the artist's eye. But like it's
how the fuck do you have one but not the other?
Yeah, exactly.
Like what the hell, man?
Because their album art, like all their covers, like Screaming for Vengeance and all that, were so artful, and you know they had that whole theme of like the big robotic looking defenders,
the Hellion and the Battalion,
yeah, like all that, and then they have that one that looks like, you know, desert photography. It kind of sticks out, but I mean, I think it's a good poppy hard rock album.
So, do you like this album cover within the context of the album itself? I mean,
I kind of like the other one with the wing of the plane.
Yeah,
I mean, I like
me too, honestly, because I think when you look at this one closer, it just does not hold up very well. You know, like so.
Okay, so I put a question in the chat.
Yo.
If anyone knows the answer, why did Point of Entry have 2 covers?
That is a great question. And while you do that, I want to show off. So I bought this one at a great record shop in Denver, Colorado called Chain Reaction Records. $6. Fucking $6.
Nice. Like, they didn't charge you $40 for it?
No, bro. Like, and I have almost bought this for like $20 a couple different times leading up to that. Like, was holding off for this kind of deal. And then I get it back home, and I'm like opening it up to play it, and look at this shit, dude. So here's the record, and look at the sleeve that they have. And then I turn it over to the other side. Look at this.
Whoa.
bro. Fucking clippings from magazines.
Awesome.
Like, I don't even know what magazine this is, but look, dude, from back in the day. Oh, it's Hit Parade. I realized that it's fucking Hit Parade.
That's
I don't know if you can
sweet.
see it, but like, look, we got like, I don't even. Is that KK Downing? Who's that?
Yeah, or Glenn Tipton.
Well,
I can't
it's one
remember.
of those two. I mean,
Yeah.
like look that one right there, and then dude, look at this one.
Awesome.
Fucking just epic as shit. And then so the person whoever owned this one previously and took great care of the record, cut this out. They also gave me it's an anthrax epidemic spreads too. So we got an anthrax story. Get the disease.
That's sweet.
I mean, isn't that fucking cool just to find in like a random $6 record? Like, look at this. It just keeps
That's awesome.
going. Like, and then there's here, sorry. Well, one more.
I
Like
love
just
it.
from different magazines, man. That's someone who was just passionate enough about Priest put in their record, and somehow maybe they died. I don't know how the fuck all this stuff ended up at a used record store.
Your point of entry
And then,
record probably has like the most fascinating story behind it. Like the owner,
right?
some Hesher driving a Camaro, and
Dude, and look at this on the back. Fucking classic picture of Lemmy. Like,
wow.
Motorhead's Punky Metal. And this is from Circus magazine. So they're all different magazines too, all covering Judas Priest. I feel like from the same era, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like, yeah,
That's awesome.
it's
You got to keep those with the record.
dude. I definitely am. It's
I've found some cool things before, like into like a used album. Like I got a Sonic Youth CD one time. They had a ticket stub in it.
Yeah.
And, did I ever show you my DJ promo of Morbid Angel, the D album?
Oh, Domination.
Domination, yeah. My
I don't know.
radio copy of Domination that has like the DJ's notes on it and stuff.
No, I don't think so.
I never showed that to you. Oh
No,
man,
man.
I gotta dig it out. It's funny because the DJ just shits on the album so much. It's hilarious.
Bro, the next time I'm up, you got to pull that shit out for me. I want to see that.
I gotta dig it out. It's funny.
Because I honestly, that's like, this is a glowing review for just buying just used shit. Because it's like fucking owning a little piece of history, you know? Like I enjoy used so much more than new. It's not even crazy.
Yeah.
Or it is crazy. I don't fucking know. But you're up, bro. What you got?
All right. Let's go with for album art.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one. Since it's kind of atmospheric or whatever. Slowmatics.
Yes.
And this is again. This is the album that Canyons that they put out. I got this, I think, right around the time when COVID started, and their whole thing is it's kind of like heavy as fuck, like so heavy, just of like space rock. Imagine Hawkwind, and just powerful.
Hawkwind and Conan, honestly, like it's it's like atmospheric like Hawkwind, but then it's just heavy as fuck like Conan or Dope Smoker or something.
But again, with that really sort of like spacey type of like vibe with their music and all their album art is like that. You could tell with their album art that they're influenced by um, Heavy Metal, the
Yes.
the movie. Um, but this one, it's just so cool.
Which,
I just love the album art.
dude,
So
flip to the front cover again, real quick. I want to point out what it looks like to me, dude. That's a goddamn uh uterus opening up to a planetary egg. Do you see the sperm?
yeah, yeah.
Isn't that like a fucking ovulation right
Wait,
there?
well, it's front and back,
Yeah.
so maybe it's meant to be kind of like viewed like that or something.
Ah, that's fucking cool
Whatever it
either
is,
way.
it's fucking badass.
Yeah.
And so, and then
But it looks completely alien though at the same time, which is perfect for Slamatics and that
the
too.
inside, and then what color was this? Okay, so this is like a
Dude.
blue and black. Probably not going to see it well here, but it's like a splatter, like a blue and black splatter. It's not really going to show up well.
No, yeah. I mean, it looks more purple, but
Yeah, but yeah, heavy as fuck album and awesome album art. It's getting their stuff because like the album, the label that they're on, Black Bow, it's like
yeah,
everything is an import. Like it's like a Scottish label,
dude,
so you're gonna end up paying out of the ass for it. But
that's why I
like
don't
they,
have any Slomatics because
yeah,
it's fucking tough, you know.
it's they're one of those ones where it's like, okay, maybe you put in some overtime at work and maybe you get some Christmas money and then you can
Yeah,
add some
you're like,
somatics to
oh,
the shopping cart.
you're like, what should I invest my bonus or should I put it into records? Slomatics, that's the answer.
hmm
Dude, what beer you drinking? Come on, we're on
I'm
a channel
drinking
called Drunken Metalhead. You gotta show the beer.
Brooklyn Brewery Summer Ale.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
I
Not a fan, honestly.
You know what? It's 5%. I got to stick to like the 4.5 to five
Well, yeah,
and a
I
half
mean,
percent stuff because
me too.
I like this one. It's a good summery beer. I think I'm not gonna be able to find it soon. And
It's fucking November, dude.
yeah, I know it's like the 7% stuff. I got to stay away from that because that just gets me too hungover and too
Yeah,
drunk. But two of these on a work night, just fine.
very very true for sure.
Speaking of which, I need a refill, so I'll be back in 30
All right,
seconds.
all right. Let me go with my next fucking record over here. All right, so I want to highlight one of the more underrated like American death metal bands. Um, from not from any of the hot spots that you might think, but I believe from Wisconsin of all areas, and I think they're starting to kind of get more recognition and be realize that they are one of the better death metal bands of the early '90s. I'm talking about fucking Mortis Scold. This is their album Surface, and I'm just confused about this album cover. Like, how did they make this album cover?
It
This
looks
is
like a torture device.
yeah. I was like, so what is it supposed to be? Honestly, this is not. This is a very poor album cover. Wouldn't you agree? This is not a good album cover.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a fan.
I
I'm
mean, like,
wondering, is that like, um,
see, like, so there's just questions. Why are there chains on the door? Is it to keep whatever is in there from coming out? And if that's the case, why don't you see anything in there? You just see like an X. That's
it looks
something.
like one of those "We support our troops" ribbons. right there
right.
in the center.
You know, I guess it kind of does, but like, what the fuck's up with the chains, dude? And then also the orange. I do not like the orange for either the name and the logo over here.
Yeah, the font
You know,
selection.
like it's just not very good. I feel like we got to show, but this ties in to the business that's presses Repulsive Echo. They specialize themselves in pressing like underappreciated, underrated, or even like just not very good death metal albums from the 90s. And I mean, I'm not saying this isn't very good because it is good. It's solid, like groovier death metal. If you're looking for Dying Remains, do not listen to this. But if you're looking for more like, mid-era Benediction or heck, even maybe a little Morbid Angel, this is a solid album. Which, like, the inner sleeve is cool. I mean, a lot of shit going on, but and the pressing itself, the vinyl itself is like heavyweight, but still with that orange. Like that orange, that makes me think of like a fucking you're going hunting and you're trying to not get shot with a gun or something like that. You're like, I'm not a deer. Let me wear orange or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, that collage of stuff going on, it feels like it has that DIY look, but not in a good way.
Yep.
Like
not in a way you're like, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of like
this is an up and coming band. They really tried their hardest to sell themselves. You're like, wow, they did not know what to do.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, this band did not have the backing of an actual label. So they're like, I don't give a shit. Let's put this, whatever the fuck this is, as an album cover.
Yeah.
Where do you think they made this at? Like, is this Photoshop?
What year is it from?
All right, give me a sec.
Because Photoshop.
I want to say 98, but it might be closer to 2000, honestly.
90s graphic design is the worst because that's when everybody suddenly got a copy of Photoshop and they went crazy with all the filters and effects, and oh my god, yeah. It's
1997.
That would fit right into that.
Yeah, so you can I guess kind of see why. And to be fair, maybe this is why Mortis Gold did not become bigger, because like that Dying Remains album, fucking killer album cover. Their next one, 1994, As Humanity Fades, awesome album cover. But then after that, it's kind of this shit right here.
Right. Yeah, the font selection, it's typical of the 90s. I'll put it that way. Typical of 90s print design.
But then in 1994, like, bro, you're like flipping through and you see Korn and you see this right behind Korn.
Well, Korn probably had a significantly larger budget for album art.
I know, but like they're almost kind of similar. Like Korn did not have a great album cover. It was some fucking Playground, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is not like Pierced from Within. Which
that one, it's they,
or Cannibal Corpse or Deicide, like Once Upon a Cross or something.
Right.
So I think that contributed to Mortis Gold's like mid-range like slump, if you will. All right.
Another one. So am I picking out a bad one now, or
no? Grab whatever you want, bro. I'm going through. I wanted to pick like a variety for myself, like of everything. Okay. Whatever you feel like talking about.
So okay, so here's one that I like.
Yeah.
and it's a classic design that any music fan recognizes, and it's the Peel Sessions. Um,
Oh,
uh, these
holy
EPs that always came out. There are so many good Peel Sessions EPs out there, and now this is the Napalm Death one. I bought this sealed for like, I don't know, like maybe $10 like ages
Oh,
ago.
fucking hell.
I've listened to it once. It still has the original Tower Records price tag on it,
Is that where you got it from?
and it was 1066 or something back then. Back in, I can't tell the year, but and honestly, I can't really say. I think probably the Peel sessions, because this is the Lee Dorian stuff. This is probably more
Oh, that's
listenable than the actual albums themselves.
yeah. Then the OG fucking scum
And from
from
enslavement,
enslavement. Yeah,
yeah, like this is this is definitely a Michael Harris vocals, drums, Lee Dorian. Yeah, the classic, the original four, or not the original four, but the classic four lineup. It was a punch out. It has the punch out hole in it. So
yeah.
believe it or not, this sat in a cutout bin at some point. But I just like these designs. I just always loved them. It's the Peel sessions, just those comps in general. Like I have the whole Earache record, that three
Yeah.
CD comp of all the Earache Peel sessions with Carcass and Bolt Thrower. They're fucking awesome. They really are. I love them for just good raw live recordings. Not raw, but like really polished single take live recordings. These are all fucking awesome.
I do like the very simplistic design because I do think it fits what the recording
Yeah,
actually is. You know,
it's the
like
same design for all of them too.
yeah.
Like this is uniquely Peel sessions, and then on the back there are just so many classic bands that were always part of these series and
Oh, are
stuff.
those
And,
all the bands on I was wondering. I thought those were
oh yeah,
lyrics. Are those are the bands on the back?
oh yeah, on the front too. These are all the different bands there, and
No
on the
shit.
back these are all the like the catalog codes and for a bunch of different ones and stuff. So
I do
this
like the
one
logo just on top too.
this one has 8 songs on it. So because I think for Napalm Death, I think that there were 2 Peel sessions
Mm-hmm.
EPs out, and so this is the first one. I think that there's a second one, maybe that has Barney on it. I'm not sure, but yeah, these are classic. Like I have Peel sessions for New Order, The Cure, like a
Oh,
bunch of
really,
stuff.
dude? It's pretty cool. Like New Order, I feel like that's a pretty specific and unique one to have.
Yeah, that one I have that one. Just I when I was looking for that one
Dude, if you
and
want to
saw
pull it
that
real
my
quick, I'm up for seeing it. I'm just curious, like what they played on
uh,
that one.
yeah, okay, so here it is. Yeah,
Let's
New
see.
Order Peel sessions.
What a different logo. I mean,
Yeah, I know it's kind of a
that's
lame font. Not
honestly,
really.
it adds an entirely different aesthetic to the whole everything because
Well,
the Napalm Death logo just makes everything look so much more chaotic and like almost it looks like a grind comp or something.
and then this has 4 songs on it of all like really early New Order stuff.
Oh, I
And
see them over
the
there.
album
Yeah.
cover itself, the jacket is like a textured material. It's a high quality print job, definitely. I have some others of these somewhere. I just don't know where they're at right now.
That's some cool stuff to have, I think. Like because I mean that's all from like from the late 80s, early 90s. I mean
Um,
like that's not
this.
like a repress. It's all like OG
Oh
shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah. These are all originals. this would probably be the New Order stuff. This is 1982 is when it was recorded.
Mm-hmm. Wow, 1982.
1986 is when this New Order one was released,
Uh-huh.
and then the Napalm Death one was released probably, I'd say 89.
Okay. Very early on though. Like that is like from enslavement to obliteration for sure.
Yeah.
Like classic era. All right. So my next pick, we're jumping a little bit. One of my favorite all-time favorite bands, and to me, this is one of their weaker album covers. It's just I'm just curious about like the artist style, and I'm talking the artist himself is Jacob Bannon from Converge, and this is their latest one,
Mm.
The Dusk in Us. And look, you can tell it's got the foil print, right? You got the rainbow effect going
Yeah, that
down.
hologram.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, I get it. I get what the purpose of it is. I just, I miss some of their earlier album covers. You know, like fucking Axe to Fall, No Heroes, You Fail Me, and of course Jane Doe are some of my favorite album covers ever. And dude, this is a person in like a wearing a goddamn bed sheet.
Yeah, I think
It's a
Jacob
bed.
Bannon does all the album art.
He does. He does. I was wondering if you had like any like inside info or anything about his process. Like, is this an actual person like on the album cover itself, and like he does like the drawing around it?
I I have no idea. I mean,
It's
I have some of the other ones that you were talking about, like Jane Doe and No Heroes and
yeah,
all that, and Axe to Fall. I don't know like what his style. It's uniquely him.
it's entirely unique. I mean, and
Yeah.
this still fits within the context of his style. So like, I'm not trying to shit on it. You know, like it works. And honestly, within the context of the album, I think it works too. It's, you know, The Dusk in Us, and this is supposed to be just a representation of, I'm assuming like a shadow self of like a person, you know?
Mhm.
Like you're not trying to inflict harm, you're not trying to be negative, you're doing your best, but then at the same time, you're also this just figure that can potentially hurt and be destructive and just ruin relationships with people without even knowing it, you know? Like, and that's, I think that honestly measures pretty well within the context of the album. And this is a good one. Do you know this album, Chris?
I've heard it. Yeah, I don't own it.
It's, I don't know. I Converge might be one of those bands where I am like more biased than I would want to admit, you know? But this is
They've been
to
around
me,
for so long; it's hard not to, because
right?
it's like they're always good.
Especially if you buy into what the specific, you know, brand of metal or hardcore that they're selling. And look at this fucking booklet, dude. It's looks like a fucking library, like, you know, paperback book. Honestly, this is how you do lyric books right here. Like, we got
Yeah,
the song title and then all the lyrics and stuff right here for every single song, and each one is just, I don't know. So I wanted to bring this up, and like the album cover, maybe I'm not crazy on, but I am just like pumped for what he did for just the booklet. Like every single song gets like its own individual aesthetic, you know, and its own individual theme, which still fits into the overall feeling and look of the album, you know? And to me, it's still a great album. Like it's definitely up there. It's not a Jane Doe or an X to Fall or something, but like I'm gonna shout out a couple songs real quick. A single tear, fucking awesome. Arkhipov Calm is just schizophrenic and savage. Wildlife is almost kind of epic. It's got some really cool like melody and stuff in it. Trigger is potentially one of the best songs on the album. It's got like a almost like a rapped chorus. It's kind of weird. It's like Bannon is talking during it.
A rap chorus?
Almost. It's
like
not.
He's rap singing?
He's not rap singing, but so there's this killer riff that's going on during the chorus, and he's talking over it. Like I don't know, it's fucking cool. It works. It's not rapping, but it works. And then Thousands of Miles Between Us is like almost the ballad. There's no screaming at all. It's very much a later Cave-In track. You can definitely tell there's some Cave-In influence in here, you know. But I do like the packaging. Like I'm not crazy about the album cover, but like the packaging is fucking cool. So
yeah.
All right. What are you and Benny up to? I hear fucking Benny over there.
He just woke up from a nap, so
poor guy.
He's gonna want treats in a bit. But
and he'll get them.
No, every time. Okay, so my turn.
Yeah, man, go for it.
All right, let's see here. How about?
Here's Jeff.
Okay, so it's fitting that I'm wearing the shirt for this band, but I love their album art and I love their fucking chaotic imagery and their insane music.
I want to know which one you're picking. Oh, really?
Portal.
No, which album? Ion. You're picking Ion.
Ion, yeah.
That's
and this one again. It's I love the album art for this one. And the album, it's great too. I mean, it's difficult to say that a Portal album is good or bad just because they're all just so insane. Like, how do you judge one to say that this one's better than the other one? None of them make any sense, but that's what's good about them. And their theme, and they're totally crazy. I saw them once at Maryland Death Fest, and they were awesome. But this is, again, like, I love this. It's like the metallic, the printing on this is excellent. And the inside of it has like this, like the jackets are like this heavy.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I'm not keeping the record in the jackets, but the inner sleeve, it's like this heavy material. I mean, this is like a top-notch printing job.
Is it on Southern Lord? Where is that off of? Who pressed it?
Profound Lore.
Profound Lore.
And
okay.
So there's a big poster that is with it too, and it's a high quality, like a good. It's a good quality like jacket. The material, and then good heavy black vinyl too. I'd have to say, like, yeah, again, their albums, it's impossible to say one is better than the other just because they're so bizarre. But this one's probably one of my more favorite albums by them, and the album artwork is just top notch. I mean, all of this, like and I think what this is it's I mean, the details are just so intricate um, in this. I mean, it's tough to see here, but I
Mm-hmm.
think it's like it's different. I don't know. It's just fucking crazy. I mean, it's something to do with electricity.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I want to add that the production on that one is very odd for Portal. Like Portal usually just like hides everything that they do in murk and sludge kind of. It's very like dissonant, but that one is almost very crisp, like the production.
um, yeah.
It's
it's
different. It's different.
it's been a while since I've listened to it. I'm due to like go back and do like a Portal deep dive sometime because I
I
haven't
you
listened to them in a while,
Yeah,
but I need to refresh them. But I know that this is one that I have the CD for this one too, and the CD printing is just as
that's
good
crazy.
as the LP. Um, but yeah, that one's pretty awesome. It's one of those albums you can sit and
Hmm.
um,
Real quick shout out to Jeff over here, who he's listening to Typo. He's doing a Typo Negative deep dive on his channel on Saturday. If he wants to
ooh.
check it out, and they have some cool album covers. Like, quick, what's your favorite Typo Negative album cover? For me, I think uh, maybe World Coming Down, or October Rust, or or maybe Slow Deep and Hard, just because of the context.
Or what about Origins of the Feces, the
Yeah, with
original?
the butthole spread out wide. They're a fucking interesting band for sure. Yeah, I'm excited to check out what comes from that deep dive for sure.
You know, I like the album cover for their last one that has like the guy with the beard.
Oh,
Um,
dead again.
yeah, who is that dude? I forget.
Isn't that a Rasputin
I
character?
I think it is. Yeah,
It's. I mean, I don't know specifically who it is, but I think he's meant to represent like Rasputin. Jeff, if you can chime in, who's the dead again cover? Which I went in and grabbed this album because of your Portal grab, dude. So they have some fucking sick just packaging. Like, this is Outry, which is I think their second album. I'm checking real quick just to make sure
now
I'm not
is that
fucking bullshitting.
a Hell's Headbanger pressing?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Hell's Headbanger
So
does a good job.
they do. Yeah, it is their second album, Outry. And look, you got the clockwork clock tower. The what the front man wears on his head during the live shows and stuff.
Yeah,
And this is a fucking sick album right here. Like, uh 13, the track 13 Globes is awesome. Abysmal is sick. And then just overall just the atmosphere. But I like the packaging is just like, we got the song titles and here are the band members. But over here, we got the original album cover.
yeah,
So it's I think Portal, they do a good job of making sure that if you're buying their stuff, it's quality. I mean, like, I'm gonna pull out the record itself, and it's heavyweight. And just look at the inner sleeve too, or the inner labels.
yeah.
Like, and then this one right here.
See,
Like,
I
look
have
at that. That looks like fucking goddamn Cthulhu shit going on. Like
yeah.
a Dagon priest or something. And I love the color variant too. Sorry, what was this?
I have the CD, like the original first press CD of that
Of
album.
Outer?
Yeah, and so the inside cover that's like the cover. It's like one of those big thick gatefold CD jackets. So yeah, that's the front cover right there.
right here. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Which is a sick front cover. I mean, like it's so otherworldly, so bizarre. And
The guitarist from
it looks like a
Portal.
fucking funeral for like the ancient ones or something. I don't know. Portal have perfectly picked out aesthetic, and it helps their almost terrible but still awesome music. You know.
The guitarist from Portal is in another band called Vomiter, and
Hmm.
they're pretty fucking crazy too. A little more, not as fucking crazy as Portal. They're much more just like metal, but still like crazy. And the
Yeah.
dude plays like an 8-string guitar.
I know Impetuous Ritual too, which is another Portal side project with really kind of crazy, like obscure album covers for sure. Which, real quick, back to Typo, World Downfall, great one for sure. I just like I like how it I don't know, it's just a pretty depressing album cover, and then that is Rasputin on the what Born Dead album.
All right, hold on. I gotta hold on.
What you
I gotta like adjust my camera because my cat is in my lap and it's so adorable right now. I just need to like move. I can't.
got?
I can't.
Damn you, Benny. Fucking bastard.
I'm cradling him like a baby, and he's like, I just gotta get this on camera. I gotta do it. I don't want it. No, 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 no.
Are we going to a cuddle cam? Is this a cuddle cam moment?
Cuddle cam. Hold on. Oh, okay, so
Benny, you lucky bastard.
oh no, he was cradled like in my arm, like with his head right here, and then now he just curled up like this.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Uh,
cuddle cam should be like, remember Wayne's World when they were like, whoa, and the camera would zoom in and out.
a different vibe though, for sure.
Cuddle cam, whoa. Yeah, I'm talking about you. He
I
made
miss
big
I
smelly poo before and it smelled up the whole place. Ugh,
Dude, he fucking shits like a person.
he
That
does.
fucking cat, dude. You walk in, you smell his shit. Like
I clean his box every
it's
day.
distinct. I think you got to with the fucking bowel movements he has. All
Well,
right.
because he gets
Wait.
wet food twice a day.
Ah, damn it. I'm trying to do a Carl cam myself here. It's a different cat. It's fucking bandit over there. Fucking lion in the box. All right, Chris, you want me to show another one?
All right, let me. Oh
Or do
man.
you? I can show another one real quick.
Yeah, why don't you show another one?
All right. Which, honestly, have you ever listened to Dead Again, the last Typo Negative album? Because I have not. It's a new one.
No, I haven't.
Like I've listened to, well, of course, like the big singles off of the one before that, which with the heart rhythm. What is that one called? Ah, fuck if I know. But I've not listened to anything off of Dead Again. So, but I'm telling you, October Rust is to me the masterpiece. All right,
Yeah, that's a good one.
that's October Rust and Bloody Kisses are just perfect. But here, this is a prime example, I think, of just three. I got three cats. So one that is obnoxious enough to jump on my shoulder every time I stream, and then one that is boring enough to sleep every time I stream, and then one that hides all the time. But all right, have you seen this album cover right here? So this is one of my favorite album covers ever. But they kind of screw up because they don't have any logo. There's no sign. They're not an established band. You don't know who they are. Like, do you recognize this one, Chris?
No.
This is from a band called Howls of Ebb. Off of I Void Hanger.
Okay.
This shit is crazy. I would really recommend this. Like, I might send you a link.
What's it like?
It's like almost a more progressive, like King Crimson style Edge of Sanity gore guts. You know? Like it's straight up old school death metal.
Cool.
In sound, but then like in the song structure, it is definitely not that. Like, and I just love the design that they picked with it, like down to the font. There's only 3 songs. It's about 30 minutes. One song is like 60 minutes long. And the riffs are so fucking good. Cut with a little bit of psychedelia and stuff. And then like look at this band picture.
Are they all like metal dudes? Like,
well, I mean, look, they got fucking eyeshadow on and stuff.
oh, they're those type of metal, like war metal. Are they war metal guys?
I would say, do you know Putrefaction at all?
Yeah.
That band? Probably closer to that, mixed with Blood Incantation. There's definitely some Blood Incantation kind of stuff in here, you know? Like, first off, let me just say, man, the names of these guys over here that they call themselves. So we got Leviah Hand. He's vibrations, polysyllabic mysticisms, synthetic magics, benign blight, and the fifth dimensional undertows of Zionic bliss. And then I don't know, it's super, you know, almost pretentious, but like still not. The album cover is just awesome. Like the more you look at it, the more you fucking see. It's fucking cool. Definitely recommend Howls of Ebb.
Are there credits on the inside of who did the art?
Let me see. Yeah, cover art by Wiley Trief. So WILETRIEFF. I don't know if he's done anything else, truthfully. Like, and they've got a couple interesting albums for sure.
Cool.
That I would recommend checking out. So, if you're into that like kind of more cosmic side of like gore guts mixed with like ulcerate and blood incantation, you know.
All right.
You're still in the cuddle cam mode, bro.
Cuddle cam. I'm gonna do 2 more, and then I gotta jump off for the night.
All right.
But all right, come on. Get up, 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 up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, how about um? Here's one that I always liked. Combat wounded veteran.
Holy shit.
And this
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that one.
this is
Is that a 10-inch?
no, this is a box set of all of their comp tracks and like 7 inches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the artist who did this, he's done a good amount of stuff for some other bands. But I just always like. I mean, this is all screen printed too,
Yeah.
so it's a good print job. The liner notes. It's just this like mini poster, and then I think the vinyl. Yeah, the vinyl. It's a double vinyl set. Um, the records are like hot pink.
Oh shit! I didn't even put you on solo. Give me a sec.
Um,
Let me see that hot pink again. Nice.
so it's a double vinyl set of just all like Florida power violence. Um,
Wow.
and but yeah, the guy who did the art, what was his name? So and then here's the here's the back cover. You know, he uses a lot of like because there's CDs and stuff too.
Yeah.
Um, it's a lot of like neons, like um, for people who've worked in printing know like what spot colors are. So it's a lot of spot colors. It's not just process colors. It's like unique, like special inks that are used. Um,
It looks
and
like a more basic version of like a Pushead art, you know? Like if Pushead was more minimalistic.
yeah. There's probably definitely some Pushead influence there, but he's done other album covers for them. Um,
That's just unsettling,
I
honestly.
mean, maybe it
That's
was a guy in the band. I can't remember, but like I think two of the guys from Combat Wounded Veteran are in or I know at least one of them is in Horsewhip. Um,
okay.
but yeah, Horsewhip are like a combination of like I think Reversal of Man, like that whole like '90s Florida power violence scene. So like Reversal of Man, Combat Wounded Veteran, um, and so yeah, this is something. I have some of their other stuff too, and it's all like the same sort of just. I don't even know what to call this type of art, but it's definitely pretty cool.
And so what is the music again? Like
Oh,
more
it's
like
just
power violence, you said?
yeah, like real like '90s
Just
power violence, just chaotic and crazy and
like
screamy.
spaz or
Yeah.
yeah. Shit. I'll have to check that out for sure. All right, you got one more?
Oh, okay.
Or do you want me to go? I can go one more if you want.
Yeah. Why don't you go and then I'll do one more.
All right. So I wrapped up my vinyl, but I can pick out like a solid CD to kind of dissect real quick. Because as I said, I got literally all of my CDs over here that I'm cataloging. All right, let's just top of the pack. This is kind of a leader of a current trend of extreme metal music that I think they're becoming a little divisive along with the label, and I'm curious of your take on them, Chris. Fucking 200 Stab Wounds, which with their album Slave to the Scalpel. I am honestly not a big fan of this artwork. Like, it looks pretty fucking cheesy, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the dude. I mean, it's kind of interesting, kind of unique, at the same time, like the different perspective and stuff. But at the same time, I just don't like this fucking dude's face being in it. And then also, do you see the reflection of this fucking the killer right here?
Right.
Ah, it's a little cheesy, but at the same time, it kind of fits. I mean, it's maggot stomp,
Okay.
you know, and I do, Chris. I saw these guys at the milestone, um, back in September. They fucking sold out the place,
Yeah.
and I've never been to the milestone where it was a sold out show, you know. And the weirdest part, though, going in, I was like one of the fucking older people there. Like the average person had fucking X's on their
Oh
hands.
God. Yeah.
It was fucking weird. I did not expect that. Like this is the new wave, I think. Like
Probably.
it's
I know that they're one of those bands that are being hyped a lot now.
they
I
are, I
haven't
mean they
heard them.
are, and I'm not gonna say they're not hyped for good reason. Like the music itself is, you know, it's like a more hardcore variation of maybe Tomb of the Mutilated, Cannibal Corpse. A little Broken Hope, but like I mean we got songs like Skin Milk, uh Phallic Filth, uh Drilling Your Head,
Just
ec-
mindless death
just
metal.
mindless fucking death metal. And I mean like the album cover fits, you know? So that's why I think this is probably actually a good album cover for what they are, you know? Cuz if you're a kid, like imagine you're like 17 in 2022, you'd probably have this on like a long sleeve, right? If you wanted to freak out your classmates or some shit like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah. I'm not a
you
fan
weren't
of that
fully
album
aware that
cover.
you could buy goddamn butchered at birth like a long sleeve of that cover. I mean, that's a solid option right there.
I think I'd rather go with a Tomb of the Mutilated long sleeve.
Oh, me too, me too.
Yeah, that's a classic.
That one, or honestly, even Back to Life. I just like that album cover is
Yeah.
probably my of those three, maybe my least favorite of those three albums. But album cover wise, it might be my well, no, Tomb of the Mutilated is peak. That's peak. I don't know. So just newer death metal bands are still trying to shock and awe, and
You know what?
it's fun to see.
I think a Chris Barnes era Cannibal Corpse deep dive would be a good because honestly, like the Corpse
Bro,
Grinder stuff, it's yeah, like I don't know. After a while, it just gets too much of the same. But
could
the Chris
you?
Barnes stuff will always be the true Cannibal Corpse, and I think that's
Mhm,
worthy of a deep dive.
I'm game. But here's a question though: could you do any of the Chris Barnes stuff? No, of the George Fisher Corpse Grinder.
Oh yeah, Vile. I think Vile is a good album.
Uh-huh.
Um, Kill is pretty good.
Kill. See, and this is where I have to like admit to getting into them like in the 2010s, right? Like Kill was one of the first albums I heard. Torture was one of the first albums that I ever bought from them.
Mhm.
So like that era specifically of Corpse Grinder is pretty important to me.
See, I kind of like, and I haven't listened to all the Corpse Grinder stuff. It just
Likewise.
I don't know. There kind of came a point where I just lost interest because, I mean, honestly, I think
It
the Chris
blends.
Barnes stuff will always be the true Cannibal Corpse. I would never own a T-shirt with the new logo on it. I would only wear the old logo.
Yeah.
Um, I have
Which
um,
I have the new logo T-shirt.
I
So,
I have vinyl for Tomb of the Mutilated, Butchered at Birth, and The Bleeding. I have those on vinyl, but they're with the new logo on it. So I feel like I
mm,
don't truly own the vinyl. I just have some, like, you know,
sitting.
lesser than
Yeah.
product. Um,
I have Eaten Back to Life with I think the new logo on it too. So
yeah, yeah.
we complete the fake uh Barnes era
I think that
records.
that's well. The thing too that I like is I have a CD for the demo for the Vile demos with Chris Barnes doing vocals,
Really?
and that's a
What
good.
what is that called again? Because I remember is that
I think Created to Kill is
Created
what
to
it's called.
Kill? That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that's
That's
also one of the
that's
ones too where it's
that's
like it's
sick,
good to
dude.
have that and yeah we should do a Chris Barnes Cannibal Corpse deep dive.
Bro, I'm there for that. For sure.
Um, okay, one
Here.
last one for me, and then
All
I
right.
need to go to
Take
bed.
your time. I'm gonna take a piss real quick. I was trying to hold it, but you know, when you can't, you can't. So your center stage. Let me see what it is. What do you have? What do you have?
Oh, what? Do you need to piss?
Yeah.
All right, well, go do that.
Okay. All right. All right. What you got?
Okay. So when we were talking before about Melvins and Joe Preston and all that, so
Yeah.
what I have here, this is early Southern Lord Records. It's Southern Lord number 38, I think, or 39. I can't see, but it's Thrones. Day late, dollar short. So Thrones was Joe
Thrones.
Preston's, one of his bands.
Yeah.
I don't think they've put out anything in a while, but it's a double vinyl set. I also have the CD for this too. But this also too, when I got this, um, is when I was kind of new to Southern Lord, and their album art. Southern Lord to me, just over the years, I've just lost interest in a lot of what they're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the quality of what they do put out for like vinyl quality and packaging and all that is like top notch, especially for underground metal and music and stuff. They
I think it's
definitely,
always been. Yeah.
yeah. I mean the
Still.
the artwork for this is just so just intricate, like the inner label, and you can't see it here, but um just the artwork,
Yeah.
and then yeah, I have some other stuff too that I'll show some other time of like early Sun Om and early Kahanate or whatever the fuck it's called,
Yeah.
like Things Viral and the self-titled. I have those and all that too, and the album art is just always just like so good, and heavy jacket, heavy vinyl, nice and thick jackets. I mean, this is how a record should be presented. I wish that more record labels. It's like the quality of the packaging is really going downhill. I mean, Relapse fucking Earache is the worst. Relapse, it's
Oh
just
yeah.
flimsy fucking vinyl, flimsy fucking LP jackets. If and all that. Southern Lord, they keep it real. They put out the good stuff, and this is just unique to me because I have another Thrones record that was put out on Kill Rock Stars,
Mhm.
and it's just at the time I was like, wow, Southern Lord is. I was discovering Southern Lord records, and just everything was just so top notch quality with what they were putting out musically at the time, and the quality of the packaging and everything was awesome. So this is one that really stands out to me.
Yeah, I got a couple Southern Lord I'll have to pull when we do this next time because there will be next time. This was fun. I fucking enjoyed this for sure.
This would be a good Friday night one when we can, drink a lot more.
Pull a lot more too, right? Because dude, we got this almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah, it's
good.
11:30. I got to hit the sack.
Yeah, man, you're good. You're good. I guess real quick. Metal Madness 66, Jeff over here, he's gonna do deep dives for Typo Negative this Saturday, and then a deep dive for Gorguts on Monday. And then Chris, you and we're gonna do Pig Destroyer sometime next week.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'll get with you shortly, probably towards the end of the week, but either maybe Thursday or something next week.
Thursday, yeah, later in the week would be better. Yeah, like
Yes,
Thursday or Saturday or
likewise.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's
because there'll be
that's
some drinking going on with that. So
yes, there will for sure. I will be the pills destroyer during that fucking stream. So, dude, Jeff, thanks for hopping on. Chris, thanks for joining, man.
hey,
Like,
Jeff, thanks for hanging out, man.
yeah, and dude, good picks.
All right, so we got Pig Destroyer deep dive coming up. Chris Barnes, Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah,
And
wherever else you want to, man. Because, bro, what is your channel? Are you Depeche Commode? Is that your channel? Because
yeah, I got to
you're
get my
launching
intro
it.
video up. I wanted to do it last Saturday, but then my stream wasn't approved in time. So
I know that pain, man.
I'm gonna record an intro video and get it up.
What do you have one that? Because we could do whatever you want on that channel, like. But
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
all right, well, cheers, everyone.
All right, have a good one, man. We'll talk later.
Yep.